Not even death can save you from me. Mog Radio proudly presents the Diablo podcast because they didn't think there were enough Diablo podcasts. This is the Inferno.
Tuned in to the Inferno, broadcast number 4. Welcome aboard, everybody. If this is your first time listening, we're glad you made it. If you're a returning listener, well, bless your soul. Here we go again, everybody. I know you guys made it through our Act 1 last week, where we just tore that thing to pieces, and that was a lot of fun. But this week, we didn't want to be predictable and be like, here's Act 2 now. But this week, we wanted to talk a little bit about one of our truly favorite places in the game. A little place called Whimsyshire. Now, if you've never been, stay tuned, and you're going to want to go. I guarantee you. So this week, we're going to talk to you about Welcome to Whimsyshire. We're going to talk to you about how you're going to get to Whimsyshire, how much it's going to cost you to do it, how much of a pain in the butt it is to get there, to get the staff at least so you can get yourself there, but how much fun it is when you finally get there. Also, we're going to talk a lot about just some of the other bizarre stuff we've been seeing in this game so far. And I'm not going to let any spoilers out because there's just some crazy stuff in this game. Also this week, we're going to be talking a little bit about our character builds. We're going to be talking about the drops of the week. There's the show. Here's the cast. He is a role-playing dynamite. He is Parasite.
Dynamite!
She's a female. She games a lot. She's Tara.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Hi, Tara. Master Boss Taxis Greats.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. He is the granddaddy of all gaming. He is Surtas.
The meat from our grinder is pink slime free.
Yes. Oh, very nice. He is our resident noob of Diabloisms. He is Oakley.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You can't move your character with WASD.
Nope. No, I've told you this already, Oakley. You can't.
Nope. There's no way you can do it, buddy. And last but not least, he is infamous. He is our master of PvP who cannot play PvP yet. He is Denver Drew.
Oh, we're going to be dishing out Deckard Cain burgers later today, baby. Come on.
Delicious.
It's going to be stringy and old. Get ready.
Wow.
Oh, just dangerous. Well, there you have it. That's the show. This is the cast. Inferno starts right now.
Fresh meat.
We call this the Meat Grinder, where we grind this game up one little bit at a time. So, this week, it's all about Whimsyshire. I can't recall, honestly, this moment in time has been such a blur when someone first brought up the name Whimsyshire and then followed up with the question of, you want to go? I'm like, yes. And then I got walked into this world of rainbows, teddy bears, and attacking flowers. But I could tell you the minute I left, I wanted to go back. That's all I know. It was one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen in my entire life, but I love it. I think it's one of the greatest additions to Diablo 3. So let's just kind of go down the line a little bit. Great. First off, give us the history of secret levels in Diablo real quick, would you?
Secret levels have a huge history in Diablo, especially starting with Diablo 2's infamous cow level.
Cows.
And if you look at on our YouTube channel, the Where We Have Been video, you can see the famous cow level in a clip there and just see all the cows mooing in all of their glory. And that used to take Wirt's leg to open up, which is just priceless. You get it in the third part of Act 1, and just be a little bit fun to drop and get, and then kill the boss and do a nice little entrance into the cow level. So we go back there, and now we come here, and whenever you go to Whimsyshire, the ghost of the Cow King greets you as your welcome into Whimsyshire.
A person that I have slaughtered personally 1,000 times. The Cow King.
Yeah, and unfortunately in Diablo 2, when you killed the Cow King on that character, it closed off the level, normal hell, nightmare or hell level for you, but it was so much fun to do it.
God, it was a blast. The cow level was awesome. So here we are. Now the Blizzard, decides to throw, well, maybe not cows this time. We'll do Whimsyshire. So, you know what? Here's who I got to say. Tara, describe to us Whimsyshire, would you?
Beautiful color rainbow map with ponies and flowers and teddy bears and happy clouds that are loot piñatas that smile when you click on them, and then you do a little fist pump like, oh yeah, loot.
Oh yeah. And
It's the most happiest place I've ever been, and I just won a Whimsyshire game.
yeah, but it's the happiest place you've ever been until the flowers, teddy bears, and unicorns charge towards you to kill you, right?
That's
No,
not normal.
that's the best part.
Absolutely.
Now, wait a minute. I disagree with you. I believe the best part is when you leave these slain corpses of those animals behind. That to me, I mean, it's just, it could just be my bloodlust. It could be that I think internally it makes bronies cry. I'm not sure which one I think more, but it's very good. It's very good when that happens.
They really sold me on this level when we walked in there. I think I felt like I was walking into a Saturday morning kids cartoon. It's what I really felt like. I felt like, going back into the cartoon My Little Pony or something, and then everything comes at you and blows up into these bloody carcasses as you kill them.
The music is awesome.
Oh, man.
I feel like I'm in a game of Mario when I listen to that music.
Oh, it's just bizarre. It's truly bizarre, but I gotta say, Whimsyshire is truly one of the greatest victories I've seen in gaming in a long time. Parasite, give us your thoughts on Whimsyshire.
I mean, through the whole game, you're battling all these dungeons, going to heaven and hell and back, scary scenarios. But for me, Whimsyshire is probably the most scariest part in this game. I mean, you're in a land of beautiful colors, and there's just rabid animals attacking. I mean, this seems like some child's horrific nightmare where his teddy bears are coming to alive and coming to kill him.
It's a good juxtaposition, isn't it?
Oh yeah. But like Denver said, when you're slicing those unicorns in half and you're just seeing like the entrails inside of them, oh, it's hilarious.
It's just priceless. Oakley, what did you think about Whimsyshire when you walked in?
Look, Whimsyshire is fantastic. You got all the unicorns and everything. That's all nice and everything. But what did it for me was the look on my wife's face when she saw what I was doing.
No.
She just saw me just mercilessly slaughtering all these, teddy bears and flowers and stuff. And she was appalled. She wasn't all like, oh, yeah, that's awesome. She was like honestly hurt by it. And that is what did it for me. That is what made it special. Yeah.
My wife saw me running Whimsyshire and insisted I buy her a copy of the game. So I love that.
There's a woman you can love.
Dude, right there. Easy to love her. So, okay, let's break it down. Now, Whimsyshire is the bonus level you'll find in Diablo 3. Now, we saw in Diablo 2, they had the cow level. Now, here we are. They give us Whimsyshire. I just got to throw this out there. Did anyone expect this?
No. Well,
It was a surprise.
we may have gotten a small hint when they had the unicorn and the rainbow shirt, and they said, "Welcome to Diablo 3," because people were making fun of the cartoon look of the graphics when the game was still early in its stages and not fully graphically polished. So, we may have had a small hint, but they definitely surprised me.
Is this
I figured with the cow level, though, they were going to toss in some kind of little fun Easter egg. I mean, that's one thing I like about Blizzard is they don't take themselves too seriously. They can open up just kind of the main lore and just say, screw it, let's have some fun.
I mean, really, and that's really what it is. Now, let me ask you this, though. Is this kind of their way of kind of poking back at the community that used to give them crap for having such cartoony graphics in the beginning?
Fully, 100% fully poking back at the community that used to make fun of them.
Sir Toss, what do you think about Whimsyshire, man?
The first time I went in, I saw one of the little bears coming towards me, and I was like, oh, that's really cute. And then a bunch of them surrounded me and commenced to beat the crap out of me, and I was like, what? I almost died. I was like, what the hell's going on? And from there, I was like, okay, now it's time for them to die. And so then they explode. There's nothing more fun than watching a pink unicorn explode into a big bloody mess. It's awesome.
Right.
I'm happy.
Head pop off of bears.
I mean, I have to agree with you guys.
Heads pop off of bears. The flowers go.
The health potions are cupcakes.
They're cupcakes.
Yeah. There's even an actual pinata in the darn thing.
And what's great, too, is whenever you run over the cupcake, you make the chomping sounds like... It's just wrong. Yeah. I just noticed that today. And
aren't the treasure chests are presents, right?
No.
Yeah.
Well, little barrels are presents.
Yeah,
barrels.
The barrels are, and they blow up into confetti.
Now, I will tell you, the cupcakes, because of that sound, I call that getting my Paula Deen on. That's what
Now talk to me, guys. I mean, no one saw this one coming. I mean, but here we are with Whimsyshire as a bonus level, and it is so far removed from Diablo, which I think is phenomenal. And I mean, I don't know, Denver. I've killed Diablo, but I find more satisfaction running through Whimsyshire. I don't know why.
Oh, hands down. Yeah, it's it's so much better, and because it is that really strange juxtaposition,
right.
And then you get to just go into this happy place and turn it into mass carnage. There's just something beautiful about that, and I love that it's a cheap dig at the community, and that everybody's in on the joke. It's just great. It's really well done. Really well done.
How about that map in the top right corner?
Oh,
like a kid's drawing on paper, color crayons.
Rockets and stars.
Not just on paper, on notebook paper.
Yes.
I mean, you see the little blue lines. That's awesome. It's just so well, so well thought out. Oakley, what are the loot drops like in the Whimsy?
Amazing. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It's like everything that you kill just drops everything, and the clouds drop even more stuff. It's so much loot. It's just unbelievable what you can pull out of there.
Yeah. Now here's the curse of Whimsyshire.
It's just awesome.
This is the curse that I've found. I run through Whimsyshire, and I'm like, wow, that was awesome. And so then what's the next thing I do? I'm on the internet trying to find how to get this freaking staff so I can unlock Whimsyshire whenever I want to, because honestly, Grace, tell me if I'm wrong, that's a great place to farm for your alts, isn't it?
It is an excellent place to farm for your alts because you can get up to level 60 and then want to go play something else. And instead of going on the auction house and buying, if you run through Whimsyshire, it usually provides a few full sets of gear for almost any character, and for a range of levels, just depending on if you're doing normal, nightmare, hell mode Whimsyshire. And I still want to see someone do Inferno Whimsyshire solo. I need someone to send me a video of that.
There is no. If you've got a video of you doing Inferno level Whimsyshire solo, we want it.
Yeah.
We really want to see that.
We will feature you on the YouTube channel.
We'll bring you on the show and we'll interview you too, because we got to figure out how you did it. We got to figure out the build and everything, because we're going to have to find out how to do that, because, man, that would be hard. That would be so hard. But
it's a blast, though.
And I guess that's the other warning we got to put out on Whimsyshire. Even on normal mode, Whimsyshire is rough.
Whimsyshire is about Act 5 level difficulty, and if you've played through the game, there's no Act 5, there's only Act 4. This is the Act 5. So
I mean, man,
beware. When you go into it, you want to be pretty high.
let's just
Yeah, I would recommend a heavy dose of medicinal marijuana medication right before you walk in. Nice and cooked up, and then just get in there and just wreck some shit.
Did you say nice and cooked up?
I said high. He meant your character level, not
In
you
the cup.
yourself.
Oh,
The Inferno does not condone the use of illicit narcotics. Let's just go with a disclaimer right there.
That's why I said medicinal marijuana.
Yes, medicinal. Get all cooked up and go raise some cane and I just pun intended there. Raise some cane in Whimsyshire. So Whimsy's been a blast for us so far, and so then I start the quest to go get the staff, and I have got to say I am Blizzard. I would like to. I'd like to meet the person who decided what the frequency of drops of the liquid rainbow were going to be, so I could personally wrap my hands around their neck.
I thought you liked farming for your stuff, Ivan. I thought it was just too easy to find other things, and you need some difficulty in your game, right?
If you are going to go on the hunt for the Whimsyshire staff, or the staff of the Cow King, or whatever it is, prepare yourself for an event that will be, I don't know, frustrating at best, especially if you're going solo. Because, I one of the things you have to get is liquid rainbow, and we're going to have a segment just on exactly what you have to do to go get it. But the amount of times you're going to have to go into these places, this is when I knew I was frustrated. Okay, so let me just take this out here for a second. You go into the oasis, right? And you have to go into this little fishing village practically and find this merchant and save him, and then he unlocks this cave which may drop the freaking liquid rainbow. Well, I hit that about 33 times. Now here's how bad it got. I got like 2 achievements for like Battle Master of Chaldeum and Grand Battle Master of Chaldeum. This is for killing like elites in freaking this one very level of the map over and over again. I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. I've killed this many things. I haven't even got the merchant to spawn yet. It was just driving me nuts. It was just driving me crazy. Grace, what do you think? How was the hunt for you for the staff?
The hunt was not that bad for the liquid rainbow, because when I got the liquid rainbow the first time, that's when I actually started mine. I didn't actually go out looking for it. Right. So that was pretty good for me there, but then I hit the gibbering gemstone, and that took me probably about 30 spawns of the game to get. Total time farming just that was probably about 4 hours, but luckily those are the 2 hardest in the game to get. So once you have those 2, you're pretty well off.
I'm still trying for the gibbering gemstone.
Yeah, other than that, it was pretty good. I liked how they didn't just give it to you, but, made you work a little bit for it. It made me feel more invested and happy that I have the staff that not everyone does have.
Oh, if you could sell that on an auction house.
If you could sell it on an auction house, everyone would be farming it constantly.
Man. So Whimsyshire is definitely a place. I think if you're a completionist, like a lot of us are here on the show, you just have to go through this and get into Whimsyshire, and you have to go experience it. A YouTube video, Parasite, help me out. A YouTube video just doesn't do it justice, does it?
No. I was looking at videos just in case I wasn't able to make a run with you guys. And it looked amazing, but then when I got in and you saw it all fully in life and the terror that it causes you when those little teddy bears start attacking you. Oh, it's
terror.
Yes, it's a sight to behold.
Well, we were on Nightmare Whimsyshire today. I got 2-shotted by a flower, dude.
Just don't walk around telling people.
What other game can you say I've been 2-shotted by a flower?
It was just thump, help, I need healing. I'm like, what? This little
Well, I think you can get 1-shotted by a flower in Mario. I'm just saying.
And it's just
apparently in Diablo as well.
Got a 2-shot from a flower in Nightmare Whimsyshire. Then we got turned into the lovely what do we call that, Tara? The blue campfire, is that right?
Oh, yes, little blue campfire.
When you're dead, you're now a little blue campfire. So so there we have it. Great drops, great fun, always a good time. And watch the YouTube videos. All it's going to make you want to do is go get there quicker. I mean, seriously. But so let's talk some tactics real quick. Denver, help me out here real quick. what would you recommend if we're going to be hunting down pieces for Whimsyshire?
I'd recommend bringing me because I apparently seem to have good luck for these pieces.
Yes, you
I've
do.
done this about 30, 35 times. I did it twice, and the guy was there essentially both times and went right in, and the mysterious box was not there the first time, but it was there the second time, and we just knocked it right out. And, Ivan, I'm going to ask you for one small thing. Right now, this second, splice in the noise that you made when that happened. That's all I want. I know you were recording it. I know you had it on. Wait, pause right now.
I put my hand up on your hip.
Oh, here it is.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Is anyone recording this?
Please tell me we're recording.
Greats has got it.
Oh, that is awesome.
Oh, you're welcome, everybody. You're welcome.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you, Denver.
Thanks, Denver.
It's not a problem. You just open the door right away. It's not an issue.
That was awesome.
Somebody's happy.
Okay. So now that everybody got to hear that,
It was awesome.
so
That was good, Ivan. I really like how you.
Mm-hmm.
yes, yeah.
Oh my god, dude!
It was one of those gaming moments of jubilation that I don't think people ever really catch on on video or in audio. It was such a rare thing that I was like, oh my god, we got it, we captured it, it's beautiful. So thank you very much, Ivan, for that.
My
And-
apologies
I thought Ivan
for
won the lottery.
my apologies for
He
all
yelled
the
so loud and was so happy. I thought he won the lottery.
my apologies for all the bleeps I had to throw in there too. Oh man,
That's pretty good.
The liquid rainbow, that was pretty big. Yeah, but you know what? I'll be honest with you. I guess farming this, I'm frustrated, but in the end, like you guys said, we just played it, my little victory yell and stuff. I don't get those anymore. I don't get those huge moments like I used to in gaming. I think the last time I had one of those was actually I think it was a boss battle in WoW. Boy, I think it might have been dropping Lich King.
Yeah, there's very few of those in gaming anymore, and that's what I like about some of the games that we're starting to play some more. I had a few of those in SWTOR, like when I finished my end of my trooper quest, or downing some of the raid bosses in Diablo. It's I got the kill Diablo or the Butcher, which was amazing from last week, or getting the Whimsyshire staff. I mean, there's no other explanation for how awesome that stuff is.
It really isn't. So we can't recommend it enough. Get into Whimsyshire. If you've got a friend with a Whimsyshire staff and you've never gone, go and enjoy the ride. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. And after we're done with this segment, stay tuned for our segment where we really detail how to get it. I know there's a lot of people maybe asking themselves, Whimsyshire? How do I get there? Well, we're going to tell you how. Greats and Kel do a really good job of breaking that down for us. But now that we've talked about Whimsyshire, I mean, let's be honest, that's the biggest, weirdest thing in the game. I got to say, since then, I think we've come into a rash of weird things that have been showing up in the game all of a sudden. So, Denver, I guess we got to start off with you. What's one of the weird things you've seen in the game so far?
I ended up, because of a good friend of mine, Mr. Greats here, I ended up with a fantastic drop, which actually I'm gonna preface. This is also my drop of the week because it was dropped on the ground in front of me, and it is the Herodric hamburger. It's this main hand weapon that is a big juicy burger, and you can drop a jewel into it. I was like, "What is this?" He goes, "Hey, do you want the hamburger? Do you like the hamburger?" And I was like, I like a hamburger, sure." And he drops it on the ground, and I was like, "Oh, that's happening immediately." I equipped it, so not only is it amazing stats wise, but it looks awesome because here's my crazy witch doctor who's shaking like he's got Parkinson's, and he's holding a dead snake in one hand and a hamburger in the other hand, and it's just fantastic. It's so good.
It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever
God.
seen.
And if
so happy.
you're listening to us on the iTunes feed or the RSS feed, make sure you go to the website and look at the or the YouTube channel and look at the picture of the hamburger on this week's episode, because we got Denver's tune right there holding it.
Yeah, or just come down to mog-radio.com. It's the thumbnail. It's the big picture that's on the feature page. You can't miss it, and it's just priceless. He's in Whimsyshire holding this freaking hamburger. Now, okay, so where did you find the Roderick hamburger?
I actually found that in Whimsyshire.
Oh, what a shock! Okay, let's look at surprise.
Farmed that nice legendary in Whimsyshire, so
nice.
It's very tasty. But legendaries, they can drop from anywhere, so that just happened to be pretty good luck to come from there.
And the fact that it's a legendary just kills me.
Oh man.
A Roderick hamburger.
And I did find out something else when I went looking on the auction house to see the price. This one goes for about 50,000, 60,000. So if you're looking for your own hamburger, get up 50,000, 60,000 gold and go buy one on the auction house. But the stats that are generated on it are completely random. So nice. I just happened to get a vitality intelligence with a socket that Denver could use for his witch doctor.
So this could be, you could have been running around with the hamburger grades.
Yeah, I could actually probably run around with it on my Lobie Wizard, but I thought Denver might like it more. He does have the idol he's holding in his other hand to drip ketchup on it. So, I thought that would go okay.
A dead snake and a hamburger.
Yep.
God bless Diablo 3. I'm so glad we're playing this. Here's what Thump the Barbarian found. He wrote us into the show. Here's what he writes. Hey, guys, I recently unlocked Hell difficulty and was going through Old Tristram on the quest to kill the Queen of the Wretched Mothers. I came across a well by the name Quality Well. Upon entering it, found all the zombies to have specific names and titles, such as QA Lead and Specialist. Didn't stop long enough to write down any of the names, but found this rather funny. Love the show and ORR as I play both games. Keep up the awesome podcast. Thank you, Thump. So now they've got a dungeon. What's it called? What's it actually called, Grates?
The Developer's Dungeon.
The Developer's
is the
Dungeon.
nickname for it.
Awesome.
Hey, could you kind of describe it for us real quick?
Yeah. Usually it's found in Nightmare, it seems like.
Okay.
I don't know if it's in any of the other ones, but Nightmare's where it's been seen, at least as far as what our viewers are writing in. And one of our close friends, Kaivala, who's on the with us on Skype every now and then, finds it in.
Yep.
And it's basically you go in and the zombies literally have all the names of the developers, and you go through killing the developers. So it's really lots of fun.
That is awesome.
I mean, Oakley, help me out here. I mean, how many times do we see this much humor in a game?
It seems to be few and far between now. I mean,
it does.
You'll get games occasionally that have humor in it because it's supposed to be a funny game, but Diablo was never built to be a funny game. It's quite the opposite, actually. It's very sinister, and there's a lot of blood. It's very gruesome. And then you have Whimsyshire, and you have all these fun things, and you get to kill the developers and stuff. It's just great, I love it. I'm so glad they have a sense of humor,
Oh, and it's not even humor. It's just pure ridiculousness,
True.
But we do have to, admit, though, Blizzard has been really good at doing this in their other game, World of Warcraft. They fill that game with Easter eggs, all kinds of fun things. They put in a forum, one of their forum community members that used to always be trolled.
Yep.
Whenever they logged onto the forums, they'd just be swarmed by people. Well, they put her in, and you get a saver in one of the expansion areas. Yep. So they have a lot of cool, interesting eggs. The Hatch from Lost, just all kinds of fun things.
There's Zelda as an Ungoro crater.
Yep.
One
of the originals.
Yep.
There is a lost Easter egg in this game as well.
Oh, good. Tell us.
BlackRock pages.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Let me, hang on a second. Okay, so it's the BlackRock Ledger.
Okay.
And you can find these pages in Act 2. And so it's in the City of Blood mission right outside of Kazim Outpost, along the East Gate in the Shipping Winds Desert. And there's an old pirate ship that's kind of stuck in a pile of black rocks. So there's a total of 6 pages that you can find in the game, and each page has a different number. The numbers are 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, and 42.
Nice.
Oh, that's so awesome.
That's
The
great.
Black Rock.
Good find.
And
awesome, Tara.
so each page that you look at, it has a little kind of a journal. So it's Black Rock Ledger. So each journal, the first letter of every sentence of the first word in the journal, as you look at them all, it spells out Dharma.
Oh man!
Oh wait, so when you collect them all and you finally get the book together, is it as disappointing as the end of the show was? How's that work? I'm just wondering. For me personally,
I actually have one of these pages, and I was holding on to it because I wasn't quite sure what it was. So I just thought it was something special. Now that's actually kind of cool that I got that. I'm definitely holding on to that.
That is really cool.
Yeah, nobody's really figured out that I know of what this leads to, but it's kind of cool. Yeah.
It lead to something cool. We may have another segment later.
You know what? I've got to tell you, that's absolutely awesome. So let's just kind of go around the room real quick. I mean, we've heard everybody else, but Sir Toss, have you seen anything just absolutely bizarre in this game yet?
No, other than bears trying to kill me
Right.
and cutesy garb,
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything else weird.
Like that's not enough, right?
Yeah,
need more
that's
weird.
enough for me.
That is enough.
That hit my weird quotient and
For
kind of
now.
blasted it out of the sky.
For now. I mean, next thing you know, here you are with a Herodic hamburger going, hey, this thing's got some sweet
I'm waiting on the
sauce.
master pickle.
Yeah, there we go. There we have it. Parasite, what do you think?
I have not seen anything else, but now hearing all this other stuff, I want to be playing this game with a magnifying glass up to my monitor because I am sure there's some other little gems hidden away.
And I think that's where I think the genius of the design of this game comes into play, is that you get this epic freaking dark fantasy story, and then you kill Diablo. They know that even when you get through normal mode, you kill Diablo. That experience can only happen one time. You can only have that, Diablo's dead, that one time. You go to nightmare mode and hell mode, you're going to be like, yeah, I killed him. It's going to feel good, but it's going to be for a whole nother reason than the fact that you completed the story or completed the game. It's going to be, it's not going to be a discovery as much as it's going to be accomplishment, as in the fact that Diablo has, these extra abilities that you had to overcome and things like that. So I think the brilliance of this game is the fact that they hide all this stuff in there to make you seriously dig through every last inch of this game, every last inch of this, of their space to try to find all the crazy crap they've thrown in there. What do you guys think?
I completely agree, and I love digging through games looking for those little hidden things.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm just hoping that they continue this and add expansions with some more zaniness like Whimsyshire.
Do we need an expansion to the Whimsyshire universe?
Yeah, if they could make an entire new game built around Whimsyshire,
Whimsyshire, I'd be there.
and
Opening day, midnight, GameStop.
I don't know what's wrong with that. Then we could be in there all the time.
Well, and Tara said it the best. She said that, when Tara and I were running through there, she's like, I never want to leave here. I want to play this every time. I want to just log in and this is where I play. I get you on that. That's why I went questing for the staff, because that's where I want to be every time I play now. I just want to go to Whimsyshire and kill some stuff for a little bit. Absolute blast. So I guess what we all want to say is hats off, Blizzard. Hats off. Well done. Thank you for keeping us engaged and giving us all these little rumor things to go find, because I can tell you right now, I want to go kill all the developers.
Do you maybe want to put that into context? I think.
Yeah. Well, in the dungeon.
That's not a soundbite you want out there. Like, that's NSA type stuff. You just might want to rethink it. I'm just saying.
But I want to go to the developers dungeon. I want to go kill all the developers and have some fun doing that. I definitely want to find the Black Rock stuff. I mean, this is just fun. This is just pure excitement, guys. I absolutely love it. So with that, I guess we'll just go ahead and shut down this meat grinder right here and just highly encourage you guys, take the long journey, get the staff, and go to Whimsyshire. You'll have a blast.
Hello there, Muppets. It is I, Reginald Whimsyshire III, Lord of Whimsyshire, which is a part of the Bovine Kingdom. Welcome to Whimsyshire. That's right, Whimsyshire, the wonderful land of magic and unicorns that is not actually a cow level. Hi everybody, Kalendal here. I'm joined by Greats and also by Oakley, and we're going to discuss with you how to actually get your Staff of Herding that will allow you to get to Whimsyshire.
Yeah, the Whimsyshire is a very fun place to go. Lots of unicorns, Care Bears, and floral arrangements.
Indeed. I heard they were first at the Chelsea Flower Show.
Well, you would know more about that than me, Kel. You get more of the TV time than I do.
Oh, well, of course. But Whimsyshire is a magical land that's very, very deadly. In fact, and it's a good thing that you have to have completed the game once through before you can actually go there. Because, as Oakley can attest to earlier today when we dragged him through there, he died a lot.
Yeah, and
Yeah, what level is that actually designed for?
it's actually more designed about level 25 to 30, and you can go there, but you can't finish the Staff of Herding without having basically completed most of Act 4. So, for all intents and purposes, if you're going to do it yourself and get there, you have to complete the game.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess the thing we should first tell everyone is, if you want to get the recipe is a rare drop from the angel Izul in Act 4. He is pretty far in and difficult to farm as far as getting to the point in the quest where he is, but he has a very, very low chance of dropping the recipe for the Staff of Herding. And once you've gotten it on normal mode, you don't have to worry about farming it again on later modes. So, thank God for that. Only one mode you have to farm it in.
Yeah, it's very nice to not have to re-farm it over and over again, because it takes a while.
It does. Other than that, there are 5 materials that you need to gather through the game. One of which is very easy. It's Wirt's Cowbell, or Wirt's Bell. I say cowbell just because there's a cow involved. But Wirt's Bell, it's a 100,000 gold piece bell that's sold in Act 2 by one of the merchants in Chaldeum. I remember we were talking about it before, I'm not sure what it did last week, but we found out. It's for Whimsyshire, and it is the easiest item to get as long as you can bring in the money. It's the only one that isn't based around random numbers and just luck of the draw. What else do you need to get, Grates?
You do need the Shinbone, which is another one of the easier ones to farm, simply because it is from Leoric's Manor, and you can spawn in the normal section of the later of Act 1 in the game, and then take a waypoint basically straight to Leoric's Manor, and then go backwards slightly and kill. Basically, when you're level 20 to 25, you're going to decimate everything that's in there. Well, I mean, as my wizard, my Disintegrate Beam was just killing 10, 15 right in a row, and Electrify would just bounce straight through them. So you're able to go there and run to the fireplace. If it's not there, you leave your game, resume game, and try it all over again. It took me about 7 tries to get it, but it got there.
Yeah. The other materials, though, are a bit more difficult to farm because of their awkwardness or the rarity of them spawning. The other one that's probably the next easiest is the Black Mushroom, which can be found in the Cathedral. It's just located in a random room. There'll be a black mushroom sitting there, and you could just click on it. Thing is, it doesn't always spawn. So you're going to have to come back every now and then. You're going to have to, if you don't see it the first time, you're just going to have to go back through the Cathedral again and again until you find it. And this is a thing where it pays dearly to be sure to search the entire area. Thankfully, it's found on the first level of the Cathedral. So you don't have to go through the second, third, and fourth. Just one level, which is why it's the next easiest.
Yeah, I've been having that in my inventory for quite some time now. I've been wondering what that is, so it's good to finally get an answer to that.
It is your next part of the Staff of Herding, which you will want to keep that.
I have.
See, Oakley, this is why you need to ask questions of people. Be like, hey, what's this stuff?
It's just this item.
There. You were partway there and you didn't even know it. The next item is my absolute favorite just because of the name. It sounds like a really horrible drink I had in college. It's called Liquid Rainbow. This one was probably the most annoying for me to get, aside from the actual plans themselves. This one is in Act 2 at the Dalgar Oasis. The way I did it was, after I completed the game and was really out-leveled of the area, I went back there to the Dalgar Oasis, and rather than search everywhere, I just went southeast until I found this small little waterway with these buildings that's an offshoot from the main part of the oasis. And if there was nothing there, I would just quit out and go back in. The thing you're looking there is for this guy named Zavin the Alchemist. He's under attack from these ghost things, and you have to save him. And after you save him, he'll open up this mysterious cave. He's not there every time, so it's a bit difficult. And then, if you go into the cave, there is a chance, but not guaranteed, for there being a mysterious chest that has the liquid rainbow. Thankfully for you and anybody you're going through there with, is everyone gets their own unique bind-on account liquid rainbow. So, you don't have to worry about fighting over it.
That's really good, too, there. That was actually, for me, the second one of the pieces that just dropped automatically. I had the black mushroom in my inventory, and I was pondering when I was going to go, and then the liquid rainbow decided to drop, so that was just one of the lucky ones. I was exploring, killing things with friends, and we found liquid rainbow. So I'm like, oh, time to make the Staff of Herding, because that's one of the harder ones to get.
Nice. The last item you need to get is the Gibbering Gemstone. Greats, do you know the story behind the gemstone?
I don't know the story, but I do know this one was the hardest for me to find.
Yeah, this one is pretty hard. You need to go to Act 3 to the Fields of Slaughter. And in the Fields of Slaughter, there will either be the Caverns of Frost or the Icefall Caves. They will not spawn at the same time. You have to go into the Caverns of Frost and search through there for a rare mob named Chitara. It's a purple rare one, and he is probably a bit of trouble at level, but I was vastly out-leveled him, so it wasn't a problem for me. And when you kill him, he is guaranteed to drop the gem. Thing is, he is a very rare spawn. But the story behind the gem is that it's a reference to Diablo 2 and the whole chat gem that was present in the Battle.net lobby. So it's a bit of homage to old Diablo fans.
There's a lot of other stuff in game.
Yeah. And that's the 5 materials you need to open your Staff of Herding. Well, that's it for all of us here at Whimsyshire. I have been Lord Reginald Whimsyshire III. And remember, there is no cow level. Bye!
And just a quick reminder to all of our listeners, we are still in the middle of our Games for Soldiers drive. Now, so many of you have already sent in packages, but we still need more of your slightly used Xbox 360, PS3, and PC games, as well as your DVDs and comic books if you happen to spare. Please send them to Games for Soldiers charity event at 18340 Yorba Linda Boulevard, Suite 107-156, Yorba Linda, California, 92886. Now, if that address was too fast for you, please come to mog-radio.com and go to our Games for Soldiers drive page, where you can get all the information on great sponsorship that we've gotten so far and all the prizes that you can win, because we're going to be drawing for those here real soon. So one last time, please stop by our site, mog-radio.com, and check out our Games for Soldiers drive. Now, on with the show. And this is where we discuss builds, our character builds, all the other fun stuff. You guys listened to us last week when we talked about it, and you sent us some emails. So I thought, why don't we just go ahead and start with those? Let's see. Kelly writes us, not to spoil anything, I'm not an expert, but I have a monk that's level 35-ish in Nightmare now. But when I finished normal, I had a very similar build as the monk on your show, Cash, who's hunting pigs.
Wait, as his monk?
Well, no, he's not. Well, I don't know. He could be dressed as a monk right now, running around trying to kill wild pigs in California somewhere. But if that's the case, my hat's off to you, Cash. But no, Cash is not here today because he's out with somebody killing pigs. So,
I
PETA,
don't know how that works.
PETA, be forewarned, he may open fire on you. I had stacked decks and was flying through normal except for one hammer-fisted gold mob in Act 4 that one-shotted me. I entered Nightmare in multiplayer and was fodder, one-shot constantly. I met a monk who helped me respec my build, which I can't tell you at the moment as I'm not at home, but my lack of vitality was seriously hurting me in Nightmare, and nothing in normal made me feel like my health pool was a problem. The only way I was able to progress in Nightmare was solo. So I guess what I am saying is focusing on more magic drops or XP may seem like a good idea in normal mode, but come Act 3-4, you should really start looking for Dex plus Vitality or Intelligence plus Vitality, whatever your main stat plus Vitality. With the commodity market being down for weeks, it may be regearing or upping my Vitality very difficult, and I felt like I had hit a wall for quite some time. Maybe more experienced players would disagree with me, but I wish someone had told me before I got my butt handed to me. Sincerely, Kelly. So let's just go ahead and talk about it. Do we need to be looking for vitality when we're going into Nightmare mode and beyond?
Yeah, especially normal mode is there so you can play the game and get through and see the storyline. It's there as long as you can spec into your damage build, whatever does your damage.
Yep.
You can get through normal mode pretty much no problem. You can join a game with anyone and get through. It's just there to just run through and kill everything. Nightmares when a little bit you may have to do some farming in Act 4 depending on your resources. If you can use the auction house, if you can't, you may have to farm Act 4 normal, get some good drops, and get up there. Vitality is going to play a huge issue for those melee classes when you start playing Nightmare. It's going to be less important for your range classes, the Witch Doctor, the Demon Hunter, and the Wizard. You can just spec a lot more damage, but if you're playing solo on those classes, you're going to have to learn how to kite mobs around, and that takes a little bit of work too. And especially when you start getting to Hell and Inferno, you're going to start looking for the gear that has resist all elements or resist physical damage on it. I can't stress that enough. You are really going to have to find those builds, have to find that gear with it, and go with those pieces of armor because that's what's going to help you. And it's almost impossible to play Inferno without those kind of gear.
Okay. Anybody else thoughts on vitality in the game?
I'm starting even with my Demon Hunter, coming across times when something, because, okay, I'm what they call, I don't know, a loot enthusiast. So when certain mobs drop.
That's a good way to say LW, right?
Yeah, that's a good way. Loot enthusiast.
So certain mobs in Nightmare, they drop and they leave a little present behind. And I don't see the present. I just see the beautiful yellow glow of that item. And I start to run towards it, and then I blow up and I make a pretty blue campfire.
Yes, you do. And
mobs.
I believe you got me in that trap last night. You're like, hey, rest me so I get this. Hey, I got a rare item too. And there I go, dead. That was awesome. My best one was when Grates was all like, I'll save you. And then he's all walking around tough. I'll save you, dead. Everyone died getting loot.
I got this. Boom. Oh, maybe I don't have this.
Don't have it. We don't have it. Yeah, Kelly, I think you make a valid point. Denver, do you like Vitality?
Yeah, I'm a fan. I mean, I've been using very little of it thus far. I've sort of been going with I'm ranged. I've got my pets. I'm really working that, and especially the Gargantuan anybody that doesn't have the gargantuan if you're a witch doctor, you're insane. You're crazy. It's the best possible thing you could ever have in a game. It just goes in. It tanks everything. It tanked Diablo. Like what? You don't need anything else. So my big priority has been damage.
I gotta say this though, we didn't mention this in the segment where we're talking about the weird stuff we've seen in game. I can't believe you failed to mention the man-eating bullfrog.
Well, I don't find that weird as much as awesome.
Completely bizarre.
It's pretty beautiful. For those of you that don't know, the witch doctor has toads. There's all sorts of different toads you can have, and one of them is called like giant toad or something like that. And basically, you shoot this just massive frog comes out. It whips its tongue out, grabs an enemy, puts it in, and chews it up a little bit, and just holds it. And it can't do anything. It can't cast anything. And then it spits it out at half-life, three-quarter life, whatever. And you can do that again, and it'll just grab it again. So if you got somebody that you need to CC, maybe one's putting up walls or one of them's freezing you or something like that, you can just toss the frog out. It'll pluck it in there. Game over. It's really cool, and it's sweet.
Parasite, have you seen the man-eating bullfrog yet?
Oh yeah, I actually used the man-eating bullfrog quite a bit today. The other one that's pretty nice too, since we're going back to weird stuff, is the little hex guy that turns enemies into chickens.
Yeah, that's just bizarre.
Wait, I thought you mentioned him last time.
He did, but still it's fun to talk about time and time again until we actually get a chance to go see it. My question is, how do you ruin a man-eating bullfrog? I mean, really, what more do you need to do there?
Make him explode when you swallow him.
I guess that would be
that is the rune. The man-eating bullfrog is the rune. The toad is the standard.
Okay.
The man-eater is where it just
that's the rune.
And it's fat too. It's not doing anything.
Huge
it's
frog.
not going anywhere.
It
doesn't move. It's lazy. It just sits around and wait. Gotcha. That's all it does.
They should have just put a lily pad on there. It should be on a lily pad.
Yeah, I don't disagree. But it's very similar to the spider. You can get the queen spider, which basically is just this fat spider that comes out, and it puts all these little baby spiders around it that do AoE damage. It's all right.
It's just wrong.
It's not nearly as good as the toad.
Absolutely right. So, okay, let's go into our builds a little bit. Oakley, can you talk a little bit about your builds right now?
Yeah, I'm playing a monk. There you go.
That's his build.
That's as far as I know.
Really?
What's your main attack?
What are your attacks?
No, my right now what I'm using, I'm level 16, almost 17, and I'm using as my primary Fists of Thunder with the Thunderclap rune, which teleports me to my target. And Grace was the one that actually suggested me to use this today, and oh my goodness, that's really changed the way that this class has been playing. So I've been really enjoying that. And then my secondary is Lashing Tail Kick with the Sweeping Armada rune, which increases its knockback distance and then slows the enemies.
Nice.
So, harder for them to get back. And then I've got the healing defense with the rune that makes it do damage when I heal myself. And then my other one is Dashing Strike, which I can just teleport over to an enemy and start hitting them. And then my third one is Cyclone Strike.
You don't use the bell?
Which one?
The big bell that drops down.
I started using. I found that it wasn't as good as other stuff. So, yeah,
it's ridiculous. It's just a big giant bell.
Well, I didn't even. What was funny is I started using it. I didn't know that I was doing that. I'm like, what is this thing coming from? And I finally figured out it was myself doing it, and I went, oh, okay.
That's like Diver saying, who's summoning this giant bullfrog that's eating the people I'm trying to kill?
Nice.
I've summoned a giant bullfrog who's gaining nourishment off my enemies. This is very strange to me. Yeah, it's awesome. Anyone here dual-wielding weapons right now?
I am.
Are you?
Oh, no. He's dual-wielding one-handed.
Dual-wielding one-handed.
Yes.
Here's what Jason sent into the show. I want to first say I love the podcast, but I heard someone say that they're dual-wielding one-handed axes on the tune, and I thought I'd let you know that the damage does not stack. The only damage your tune receives is from the item in the main hand. That is why People either run a big two-hand weapon for more damage or a one-hand and shield for survivability, since dual-wield weapons do not stack at this time, sadly. Just wanted to let you know so you can inform the audience of this common error people make. Keep up the great podcast. P.S. I'd love to join as a guest someday. Jason.
Good to know.
Yeah, that was me last week. I was dual wielding, and then I made it to Nightmare, and
Shield
that
time.
tactic became crap. So I grabbed the shield quickly because I was getting beat up from the feet up, and so that wasn't cool at all.
Was it the teddy bear that got you to think about the shield?
It wasn't the teddy bear. Greats. Actually, you know what? It was the teddy bear. It was that Inferno teddy bear. And the funny thing is, Greats was like, Certos, when you get to Nightmare, you're gonna want to, you're gonna want to use a shield. And I'm like, yeah, okay, it's Greats, whatever. I'm not listening to this.
Right.
He thinks the Trooper is the best class and
it is.
Republic. So I was like, surely he doesn't know the Marauder is best. But yeah, he knew what he was talking about that time, because the first time I stepped in, this is normal with these stupid bears, and I'm like, holy crap, I'm killing everything else on normal. I get in the Whimsyshire and they're like, haha, gotcha. It's just over. I'm like, yeah, I need to
gotcha.
Yeah.
And that's I think that's the worst part. Not to go back to Whimsyshire, the worst part of it is when you get a herd of flowers coming after you, and you're like, there's just these puny little flowers, and then you're just dead. They almost like stampede you. It's phenomenal. Very well done. Certos, what build you run right now on your barbarian?
All right, on my barbarian, I'm running. Let's see here. For my primary, I'm using Bash with the Punish rune. For secondary, I'm using Whirlwind with the Blood Funnel, which is awesome. Blood Funnel, when I Whirlwind, if I crit, Blood Funnel heals me.
Nice.
And so essentially, a lot of my build is hit things, get healed for damaging them.
So you're going for survivability. Yeah, survivability.
Then.
Yeah.
So it's more survivability. I'm using Ignore Pain for defense with Ignorance is Bliss, and then for might, Overpower with Killing Spree, Warcry with Charge. Charge helps me increase my Fury generation, and then Earthquake with Chilling Earth to slow enemies down.
Let me ask you this, guys. Let's just go around the room real quick and kind of ask you the question, or just whoever wants to pipe in on this. Do we find ourselves, after we get after normal mode, we go into nightmare mode, do we find ourselves really getting into those traditional tank DPS heal roles?
You do and you don't, because literally any build can be a DPS. Any character can play a DPS, because there's really no main DPS. And as far as healing, the monk's really the only one that can do the healing. But usually I do find myself getting a lot of like life stealing armor, or X amount of life on hit. So that's really where a lot of the healing goes. And I run with, like I mentioned earlier, Kaivala a lot on my wizard, and she plays her barbarian. She does a lot of the tanking and then vortexing the guys into her, and then I just blow it all away with the damage. So I mean, you can run the traditional tank DPS healer combo if you know how to make them work right.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so Denver, what are you speccing right now on the Witch Doctor?
I've actually got a couple of different specs depending on if I'm playing by myself or if I'm playing with a group, because I feel like the Witch Doctor has got so much versatility that there's no reason you shouldn't adjust it a little bit when you're in a group and give all the extra support instead of focusing on damage. Like, you bring your demon hunters in and you bring in your wizards, just let them do all the damage, because they're going to. So what I like to do is, when I'm running solo, I run a firebomb as my main, and I put that with flash fire, which I'm lobbing a flaming skull, and when it blows up, rather than exploding for AoE damage, it bounces to up to 6 additional targets.
Nice.
And now the damage goes down by 15% per bounce to the target, but you're just sitting and spamming this as fast as you possibly can. So you just see there's all these skulls going everywhere. A lot of fun, really cool. I love the visual look on it. Now, one of the ones that I didn't use early on, but I've come to absolutely love, is Locust Swarm. And I use that with Pestilence. So Locust Swarm is basically a plague that you put on somebody, poisons them for 360% of your weapon damage over 8 seconds. and it can jump to additional enemies. But with Pestilence, it has a 100% chance to jump to 2 additional targets instead of 1. But here's the thing. When it jumps to the next one, that 100% chance keeps going. If anything's close, you have a big group of enemies, they're all getting infected. No question. So it spreads like the plague. It's fantastic. I've been using that on anything from when you get into Act 4. There's a boss that's got a lot of ads that you have to deal with. I used it on that. It changed the game for me. So love that one. And then I run basically a zombie dog and gargantuan build. I summon zombie dogs, and I have got 4 dogs because I put on the zombie handler passive skill. So it gives you 4 dogs, and you get extra health for each of them. And then I've got those as absorption dogs. So 10% of the damage done to me goes to the dogs. And then, of course, what dog build would be good without sacrifice? Yeah. So I push one button, all of my dogs explode, dealing 275% of my weapon damage to everything within 12 yards. And if you want to just watch that occur, it's so beautiful. It's maybe my favorite thing in the entire game. Well, but I've also got it built so next of kin, when they blow up, they have a 35% chance to resurrect themselves.
It's so wrong to watch you do this too. Last night or 2 nights ago, Denver and I are running together. He's got this build going on. He's like, watch this. He's getting swarmed, and I'm busy. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to get to him. Denver's going to die. And I just see these dogs blow up, come back, blow up again, and everything just is getting wasted. He's like, check this out.
If you get really good RNG on this. Yep. If you can get a really good RNG, I've had it 4 dogs, 3 dogs, 1 dog,
crazy.
And just hit it over because the sacrifice, there's no cooldown on it at all. So you can just keep pushing it as they come back. And so I was fighting a boss, and it was just massive amounts of damage. Took like half the health bar down. And I love that one. And then I do run Acid Cloud, but I run that with Acid Rain, which gives it a larger area of effect, just an AoE with a little bit of a poison effect. The Gargantuan, again, that's the best thing you've got. If you're not running the Gargantuan, you're being silly. Knock it off.
You're not playing a Witch Doctor.
You're not. You might as well pick a different class because it's literally the best thing you have in the entire class. It'll tank for you. It'll do everything. And then I gave it a cleave with the Humongoid, which is 32% of my weapon damage goes to the multiple targets.
I love how you say the most ridiculous words seriously. Humongoid.
You know, it's a gargantuan humongoid build. I feel like it's good. And then I like I said, I run the zombie handler. I run jungle fortitude, which reduces all my damage taken by 20%, and spiritual attunement, which gives me my max mana by 20% and my regen by 1%. So that's what I've been running. And like I said, I will modify it with a grasp of the dead, which is basically this AoE pool that is a snare and does minimal damage, but it holds things in place. So when everybody's running together, especially if you're running with a lot of ranged, I'll drop that bad boy, hold all of them in place, and let everybody just unload with AoE. It works really well.
So what I'm hearing from you now is that when you're running in a group, you kind of run as more of a crowd control type of role.
Yeah, I run a lot of support, and I will even take off the Acid Rain, and I'll go in and put my fetishes on. Yeah. It'll spawn 6 of them, the army of fetishes. And then I have a longer duration on that. So they'll run in and they'll do a lot of damage, and it's really fun to be able to have an extra set. So I've got 4 dogs, a gargantuan, and 6 fetishes just annihilating everything. It's a lot of fun. It's so cool.
And with a crazy yell. Ah!
Yeah, and he freaks out. He's like,
freaking out.
I think he's in pain. I'm not sure.
Parasite, match this. What do you got?
Basically everything he just said, I am doing the same thing with my Witch Doctor.
Really?
And it's working out beautifully.
Wow. Last week you guys were completely different. Now here you are going, nope, kind of in the same boat. I thought you were
it seems like once you start getting like to the higher levels, I mean, there are some prime builds for grouping or solo, so...
Yeah, and a lot of those Witch Doctor builds follow making use of the minions a lot, which is really nice.
Yeah, it is kind of a fun one. I've really kind of enjoyed watching you guys progress your witch doctors. It's just been real fun seeing just some of the ridiculous stuff you guys pull out. Like, hey, check this out.
Explosive plague of toads.
A green.
And when we're playing together, it looks insane. There's so much stuff going on the screen.
I know. There was like one night we were all playing and everyone had everything going off, and like literally my computers went for a second. I'm like, whoa, it's okay, computer. It's okay. It's just Diablo. We're going to be all right. Tara, talk to us about your build a little bit. How you running your Demon Hunter right now?
Okay, well, right now I've got for my primary, I've got the Bola Shot.
Nice. Which
generates some lovely hatred. Well, 3 of it anyway.
Right.
But I've got it with the volatile explosives rune attached to that. So when it fires out, that weapon damage does 130% weapon damage as fire, and then 110% weapon damage to everyone within 7 yards. But I have the volatile explosives on there, so that increases it to another 14 yards.
Nice.
And I run the rapid fire on my secondary, and I use the web shot with that just to slow things down. If I can get them into a cluster, I do a bit of soloing. So if I can get them into a cluster, then launch some Bola shots on there, gets everybody. Loving the caltrops, as you guys may notice me running through mobs of things and yelling Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy!
I do that with the Jagged Spikes rune, and that does 46% weapon damage. Nice. If I get in a little bit over my head, I can use the vault, and I throw on the tumble rune on that. And so if I do 2 vaults, or 1 within 6 seconds of doing another one, that reduces the discipline cost by 50%. So the spike trap is one of the ones I don't use that as much. Between that and sentry, I think I should make more use of those. Along with for archery, I do the Rain of Vengeance sometimes when, just because dropping bombs is fun, man.
It is kind of fun. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so with the Beastly Bombs rune, that one, it'll summon 20 Shadow Beasts, and they do about 125% weapon damage on that.
I love it. Sounds like fun. Pure DPS.
I do love the Demon Hunter. Yeah. Love it.
It's a fun class. I mean, when you guys start firing that stuff off, it's just tough.
Every new skill, every new rune, it's just like, to kind of just change things around a little bit and see. Great has been really awesome for giving me advice also with my Demon Hunter.
Yeah, he's like our guru of Diablo. He's like, no, you're doing this wrong. You gotta flip
here's
this.
This
switch
character.
that.
Here's the good spec.
It's like he's played every single character 60 now through all modes. Okay, what you gotta do is this and this and that and that. It's just crazy. Grace, tell us how you're doing your build. Try not to confuse
the preface
anybody.
I'm still looking to refine a little and see what builds are working out there for you guys. So if you have a good level 60 build, and I'm especially looking for Demon Hunter and Wizard Inferno builds. Yeah. Like if you're going to solo and clear out and do chest runs, and for those out there at that level, you'll probably know what that means. So send me your builds. Greats at mog-radio.com.
Yeah, do it.
Get those out there. But I'm going to give you the level 60 Inferno Wizard build that I'm working on. And then Ivan, you can give me your Wizard build, which is a little lower level right now. Yep. But I am running for my primary Magic Missile with a Seeker, so I can run a little bit, turn around, and just shoot Magic Missiles just off the screen, and they'll go hit their target. And then I'm doing Arcane Orb with Tap the Source, which reduces the casting cost and just damages enemies all in the radius, so I can stop, shoot 2 or 3, 4, and then keep on running, because in Inferno, as a wizard, you learn that the only way to stay alive is to kite mobs around.
Yeah, I gotta get better at that.
Yeah, it takes some time. It takes a lot of effort. I was lucky enough to have Pandemonium help teach me how to do it a little bit. They've been great helping me along. Then I'm running Arcane Hydra, so you can kind of get a feeling that the Arcane is how I'm building this guy mainly around.
Yeah.
So just to give you guys out there a feel. Then in one of my defensive ones is Teleport with Fracture, which whenever I teleport, it splits off 2 copies of myself as decoys. So they'll stay behind acting like you're fighting, and the mobs will pause on them. And I can do that about every 16 seconds, so it means I can, stop, get some mobs going after them, drop down a Hydra and get some distance while still damaging mobs. The next one is energy armor with force armor, and what this allows is that in Inferno, if a guy comes and accidentally hits me, I'm not going to get one shot. It's only going to eat 35% of my life.
Nice.
Which is always good, because I can keep running. Then you have to, obviously, in any kind of wizard build, once you get it, have magic weapon with force weapon, because it does 15% extra damage, which is amazing. It gives you that knockback chance, which is really helpful in Inferno. So that's my main ones. My passive skills are Glass Cannon for the extra damage, Temporal Flux, which I built the build mainly around Arcane, and Temporal Flux slows down anything that's hit by an Arcane spell by 30% for 2 seconds. So I can drop that Hydra in front of me, run past it, and it'll just shoot everything behind me and slow it down, thus give me more time to run away, turn around, shoot them some more. And then Galvanizing Ward means that when my force armor is up, I'm going to be regenning about 310 life per second. And then a lot of your other gear you look for life regen, so that just means as I'm running away, if I've been hit once or twice, my life's just going back up to full.
Nice. Yeah, when I'm running on my wizard right now, I'm kind of doing some weird stuff. I've done a couple different builds I'm playing with. Right now, I'm really into the Arcan thing. I love that ability where I just kind of turn into this like floaty purple guy that lays down damage like you wouldn't believe. I think Parasite and I were running what were we running? Belial?
Yeah.
And I went Arcan and
that was so awesome.
That was one of the most disgusting.
Ivan, can you help me out real quick? Oh, I didn't mean that quick.
What'd you get? You got like 4 achievements off that. Like you never got hit once.
It was ridiculous. I mean, that bar, I've never seen a bar go down that fast.
Dude, the Arcan, though, is absolutely amazing. I love that ability because, I mean, A, you look just goofy, but B, you throw down that crazy damage. Even Terathai looked pretty in my Arcan form, didn't you?
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Sparkly.
I've kept Blizzard going, and I'll explain why I'm still using Blizzard here in a moment. I keep Blizzard on. I've got my Poison Hydra because I love those. Those just throw out tons of damage, and they're fun to throw up and do some things with. And then my last one, I kind of shift in between a few of them. I do teleport when I'm doing Whimsyshire runs, but for my escape button now that I'm using to just escape from everything is to do a time warp bubble. So like that slows everything down, but I've got the rune on it that it adds 15% damage to anything that is in it that gets hit by anything else does an extra 15% damage. So I'll fire up the time warp, slow them all down, fire up the blizzard, and just run away. So like they'll easily be taking just tons of damage. Drop some Hydra on the way out the door while they're just pounding them while they're inside of there, and hopefully we can kill some before they come and get me. So that's what I'm kind of using for my defenses right now. Primary, I'm using lightning, but I'm not using the chain lightning anymore. I'm using like lightning storm, which fires them off in like blasts of 3, like just straight shots. And then my secondary ability, I just cannot get rid of that disintegration beam. I love it too much. It just wreaks too much havoc across the room. And then I got the what's the rune I got on there, Grace?
Volatility?
Yeah, the volatility. So it just spreads all over the place. It's absolutely awesome.
Yeah. Once they die, the enemy explodes for about 400% damage. And that's amazing when you have a pack of them because you'll see one die and then all of a sudden it's like a pinata exploding and
everyone goes
across. They all just start dying.
Yeah, so it's fun. It's been a lot of fun playing around with the wizard. I think every one of us it's fun to listen to you week after week after week because last week, Grace, you were living and dying by like an ice magic build. Now you're like I'm arcane now.
Well, I have a nice single target build for my frost build, and it's really good when you're playing with a lot of other people and you're going against the big guys. But when you're soloing, and if you don't have like 3-4 people in Inferno, you really got to kite around a lot. So the difficulty of level that you're on definitely changes your play style, and that's what I really like about this game too. You're not just 1, 2, 3 button, locked into a solid build for 40, 50 levels. You're changing around stuff, refining things all the time, finding out what works best for you, and there's no wrong answer as long as it works and it keeps you alive and moves you through the game.
And I have to really tip my hats off to everybody too, because it is so amazing to watch when we're in group. And it's funny when we all get grouped together because like people like Denver will be like, hold on a second, I got to change some stuff up, because like the minute we know we're in a group of 4, all of us are like changing how we do things because it's just like we're like, okay, we're in a group now, so I got to do this, and this, and it's fun to watch that group dynamic play out now. I really, again, like we said, clear back in the very first show we ever did, if you're not playing this socially with other people, God, start doing that because it really changes how you build your character. I mean, you're not just suddenly going to be this complete damaged character. Some of us are. I mean, my wizard, I'm definitely going damaged, but you listen to Denver talking about more of a support build, or we talk to Tara about, well, I want to slow these guys down and blow this stuff up here and there and run through the middle of them, create some havoc as a distraction, or this, or that. Oakley healing things up. It's really fun to see the variety of fun things you can do in this game, and I think that versatility is really going to keep it fresh for us for a while. What do you guys think?
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot of fun.
One thing I like about it, having never played a game like this, I love how accessible and how quickly you can flip things around. It doesn't cost anything. It's right there at your fingertips. You can instantly change your build. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, it gives you kind of a chance to play, doesn't it?
A lot.
And for a min-maxer like Denver, I know he's just loving it.
Of course. Kidding me? Make it go boom.
Make it go boom, man. And that was Into the Deep with Dr. Denver.
Things go boom now.
They make it go boom, man. All right, guys. So with that, let's go ahead and move on to The Drop. Hey, everybody. Ivan here, host of The Inferno, here to talk to you a little bit about Diablo 3, The Order, the newest Diablo book to hit the store shelves. But who has got time to read these books while we've got Diablo 3 to play? Well, that's where our friends at Audible.com come in. You see, at Audible.com, they deal in audiobooks, and you can get Diablo 3, The New Order, in audiobook straight through them to go onto your iPod, your Android, your iPad, and 500 other MP3 devices they're compatible with. It's the easiest way to read the book without actually having to read the book. Just plug it in your MP3 player, listen to it on the car drive to work, at work, on a bike ride while you're jogging, whatever the heck you want to do. And right now, as a special offer to the listeners of The Inferno, you can sign up for a 30-day free trial of Audible.com. Just simply follow this link, audibletrial.com/Mog, M-O-G. Just go ahead and follow that link. That'll take you to the sign-in sheet where you can sign up for a 30-day free trial, plus get a free audiobook. Also, while you're there, you can go ahead and grab Diablo 3, The Order. I heard it's a great book and will help expand your experience of the Diablo 3 universe by tying you into a little bit more of the lore of the game. So again, feel free to go to the link, audibletrial.com/Mog, M-O-G. Pretty simple to spell. So go ahead and please give audible.com a 30-day free trial and tell us what you think. We here at the Inferno love the service and use it regularly to keep caught up on our books as well. So why read a book when you can listen to one? Go ahead and give it a try. audibletrial.com/Mog. And we call this The Drop. These are the drops of the week we've gotten in game that we are most indubitably proud of. This game is so centered around loot. We got to talk about the great loot that we get. So Tara, start us off. What's the big drop this week for you?
My favorite was actually dropped in New Tristram.
Nice.
By Greats. And that is the Cruel Slingbow of Grace.
Hold on, did you kill Greats and then you got that?
A PvP's not in yet.
There will be. There will be. Just wait.
Will people drop things? Because that would be awesome.
So what'd you get?
It's the Cruel Slingbow of Grace, and it's 96.2 damage.
Oh.
We've got 10 to 23 holy damage, and 27 strength, and 24 dexterity.
Yikes. 96.2 damage you're throwing down.
Yeah, it's a blue item, and there's no sockets in it, but I can't wait for next week.
Oh, I know. It's going to be exciting, huh? Mm-hmm. Sertas, what'd you have? What dropped this week that was so great for you, my friend?
My drop of the week actually was several drops, and it also came from the sub game that we have here at Inferno called Greats.
Kill Greats.
Yeah, Kill Greats.
Greats gives you loot, apparently.
Killing Greats gives you loot. So I got it's a helm, It's called a Champion Salvation. It has 121 armor, 16 strength, 26 vitality. 26 intelligence, 46 vitality, arcane resistance. Intelligence, arcane resistance, I don't need, but that's great. Health globes grant plus 333 life, and it ignores durability loss. Plus, Greats, being the nice guy he is, gave me a gem that gives me 15% better chance of finding magical items, which raised my total find magic to 31%.
Nice.
Thank you, Greats.
Nice.
That's a nice one. That's some good drop-ins there, Mr. Surtas. I like that. Oakley, what's your drop of the week?
Yes.
My drop of the week is called the Mentor's Honor.
Nice.
It's one of the fist weapons, that like brass knuckle looking thing. Is freaking awesome. I love those.
Yeah, they are cool.
And it's, I mean, it's a lower level one. I'm only level 16, so it's 18.9 damage per second, 1.4 attacks per second. So it's up there on the attack speed, which is good. Plus 9 vitality, plus 1 to 2 damage. I gain 0.2 life per spirit that I spend, and then I also get plus 6 to experience for monster kills as well.
Nice. Parasite, what's your drop this week?
Mine is the Unknown Lament. It's an offhand for my Witch Doctor. I get plus 6 to 8 damage, 8% better chance in finding magical items, plus 44 maximum mana. It increases my mana regeneration by 2 per second. Monster kills grant me plus 11 experience. Health globes grant me plus 105 life. And it had a socket, and Greats also gave me a little gem that gives me plus 26 to intelligence. But why I like it is it's a little serpent that my guy walks around holding, and that's just BA.
That is pretty tough. The serpent is pretty cool. Great. What's your drop of the week?
My drop of the week is actually the Herodric hamburgers, because of how awesome that was just to find that lying around and pick it up and be like, oh, what's this legendary gonna... The hamburger. And what's so great is it looks like a picture of a hamburger. When you equip it, your guy's just holding it, going like, oh, I'm going to take a big juicy bite out of this. It really makes you hungry just playing the game when you see that.
Oh my god, Greats, that's so crazy. That's my drop of the week. The Herodric hamburger. I don't know how you knew, but...
You know what? Because you killed me and took it.
You know what? You're actually the easiest boss in this game. You don't have to do anything. You don't even attack. He just drops it. It's like, I was like, okay, I guess I don't have to do anything.
I'm gonna just drop this in front of you.
It's like you're like, hey, Greats, boo! It's like ding, 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 ding. Well, look at all this rare items here.
Now I'm gonna give you a little bit of information on the hamburger here. 57.8 DPS, 26 to 51 damage, 1.5 attacks per second. It's got plus 51 intel, plus 69 vitality, regenerates 15 life per second, and I've got it gemmed with a 13 to 26 damage. Here's the text, though, because this item comes with text. Nice. The Herodrim wandered far and wide to gather the finest ingredients for their feast. Only the lone traveler sent to the Moo Moo farm failed to return. Diablo had laid a trap for the Herodrim, the Hell Bovine, who struck the traveler down before he could gather the final ingredient, cheese.
That is amazing.
That sounds very much like Diablo came back and killed Deckard Cain.
Yeah, sounds a bit like that.
It's like Deckard died, and the butcher came and ground up Deckard Cain and made a Herodric hamburger. Just yummy.
I like your version better.
Yeah.
Now, I want everyone to pay very close attention here. We here at the Inferno have been discussing it for quite a while. In the coming weeks, stay very close to the announcement, because we will actually be coming up with a recipe for a Herodric hamburger. So we will be sharing that on the site. And you can also look for your very own Herodric hamburger t-shirt with the recipe on the back of the shirt. For your enjoyment to run around with. Might be a fun thing to take to BlizzCon this year. Everyone will be like, hey, a Roderick hamburger shirt.
Sadly, I must inform you there's no BlizzCon this year.
Okay, well then just pretend you're at BlizzCon and run around with a Roderick Hamburger shirt. So whatever. Go to E3. Go to PAX. Go anywhere you want to go. Go anywhere where there's nerds with a Roderick Hamburger shirt on. People will like, yeah, a Roderick Hamburger. So I think the only thing they could have done better is that if they could have made the Roderick Hamburger look like a demonic Mayor McCheese, that would have been. Oh, forget about it. Roderick Hamburgers all around, everyone. Now, my drop of the week, pretty simple. It wasn't an actual equipment. It was Liquid Rainbow.
Liquid.
Man, I've been
And now's when we start singing.
I have been fighting for that for too long. So
Liquid Rainbow.
So my drop of the week is Liquid Rainbow, getting one step closer to unlocking Whimsyshire. So with that, there's our drops of the week, and it sounds like it's about time to shut this show down. And that was The Inferno, number 4. Very exciting. Everybody, thanks for joining us this week. As always, please come to our website, mog-radio.com. Forums are up and ready for you to use. Tell us what you want to hear. Tell us about your experiences. Give us your builds. We really want character builds to feature on the website. So if you have them, email them to us, inferno@mog-radio.com. Just send us a picture of your character, because we'd love to feature that on the website too, and then detail us your build, and we'll get that up on the website so people can see what you're doing with your characters. Also, feel free, join us on Twitter at Mog Radio #1, just the number 1 after it. And you can kind of keep up and also know as soon as I publish the newest show. The minute it comes out, it's on Twitter, so that way you can get up there and get the content before any of your friends. With that, I would like to thank everybody for coming to join us this evening. Parasite, Denver Drew, Tara, Greats, Oakley, Surtas. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise. Oh, did I say Greats?
Yeah, and you definitely can't forget about our new Ustream channel.
Oh, right, and coming up soon at mog-radio.com, we will be live streaming our gaming. Now, this will include our conversations over Skype. I will forewarn you, some content may be inappropriate for children under the age of 17.
Some content may be appropriate for people under 30. Yeah, come on.
So if you want to get to know us,
it's always a good time, that's for sure.
If you want to get to know us, the cast here a little bit better, it's a great way just to kind of chime in on what we're talking about and all the craziness that we do outside of the show. Also, coming up soon, we will actually be broadcasting our raw footage of our shows live for our audience to listen to and comment on. So feel free to join us for the fun, all the weird stuff that happens in between. So rather than waiting for an outtakes episode, you can just get it right here, right now. So with that, we'd like to say thank you, everyone. The Inferno is shut down, but we will see you next time on The Inferno.
See you later.
Bye.
Peace.